Good morning, everyone. It's 11 a.m., so let's go ahead and get started. Happy New Year to everyone, and happy Good Friday to everybody. Happy Friday. Hopefully, the your holiday weekend was safe, and your new year is starting out very well. So, this is Mike Detter with the National Weather Service in Wakefield, and so let's go ahead and get started with the briefing for the period through this weekend and into next week. Overall, fairly tranquil for the next week. There will be some chances for rain tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, mainly south of Interstate 64. If the precipitation makes it further north and if there's just enough cold air in place, there could be a brief rain, snow, or sleet mix possible, again, right along that northern edge of the precipitation, but no impacts are expected. Any sleet or snow that falls should melt on contact. So that should not be an issue if it does occur. Otherwise, cool weather will continue through the weekend. Temperatures will remain seasonable through the early next week, and then it looks like there's going to be a warm up. I mean, we've been cold for the last few days, actually, really since Christmas. It's been, or the day after Christmas has been chilly and below normal temperatures. It looks like those temperatures are going to rise above normal by the middle to the end of next week. And next week looks mostly dry right now, at least. And for our marine users, mostly sub-small craft conditions are expected today and tomorrow. And then winds increase a little bit on Sunday, Saturday night into Sunday, and some marginal small craft advisory conditions are possible. Some gusts close to 20 knots, maybe 25 knots in places. So let's go ahead and look at your weather outlook, your weather maps for the next 5 days. Again, there's this weak little low pressure system today over the area. Not much consequence to that. If anything, it's going to move southward, and that's going to get us into a little bit more into cooler air. You can see on Saturday, this low pressure develops over the deep south. We have some rain spreading northward during the day on Saturday. Again, right along this northern edge. It's possible we could see a brief period of a snow, rain, sleet mix. But again, overall, it does not look like any impacts whatsoever are expected. Once you get that cold front through, that system through on Sunday, really looks cool and dry for Sunday into Monday as high pressure builds in. And even into Tuesday, that high pressure shifts offshore, and then that's going to start to warm up for us for the rest of the week. Here's our rainfall totals, our precipitation totals through Saturday night into Sunday. Again, most of this is going to fall later tomorrow into tomorrow evening. Again, the highest amounts up to a quarter, maybe a half inch, are expected over northeast North Carolina, diminishing as you get towards the I-64 corridor. And really north of I-64, there's not going to be much, maybe just a trace or maybe none at all, especially the further north you go. And again, our best timing for precipitation tomorrow is generally from mid-afternoon through early evening, maybe even into the early overnight hours. But by 2, 3 a.m., any rain should be ending. And again, right now, other than maybe right along the leading edge of this on the north, it should be all rain for the area. Here's our outlook for the next week for rain. Again, this is through Saturday night, so again, showing that best chances to the south. And then from Sunday into the middle of next week, again, notice the dry conditions are expected. Maybe some rain coming in late in the week, but again, mainly dry conditions for Sunday through the middle to the end of next week. Here's our regional forecast tables for the next week. Again, notice the cool temperatures for the weekend into Monday, both during the day and during the evening hour. Especially notice these below freezing temperatures or potentially below freezing temperatures on Sunday morning, which we'll talk about here in just a second. But again, notice by midweek, we warm up to at or most likely above normal for by the end of the week, with lots of temperatures in the 60s and overnight lows staying above freezing. And notice that through Wednesday, we have these dry conditions expected, very low probability of precipitation until you get to Thursday and especially Friday. There's a small chance for precipitation, but again, confidence is very low at this time for what's going to happen, next Friday. So we'll stay tuned for that. Now, one thing I did want to mention here for Sunday morning, there is the potential for some black ice, especially across Southside Virginia into interior parts of Northeast North Carolina, where there is a possibility for some of that more, substantial rainfall, 10 to maybe a quarter of an inch or even slightly more. That rainfall falling in the evening, combined with temperatures falling to at or below freezing overnight Saturday into Sunday morning, we could see some black ice develop. I mean, there's still some, it's still several days away, but I wanted to make everyone aware there is the potential for some black ice, Sunday morning, especially over bridges, overpasses, places like that. But really anywhere, especially that has the rain and also sees the cold temperatures, could see that black ice. So again, look, the good news is once we get beyond next week, again, just wanted to reiterate these, very good chances of above normal temperatures into next weekend. So again, getting out of this cold pattern we've been in for the past week or so, and again, really, equal chances, maybe slightly above normal precipitation chances favored for next week. Looks like, again, that chance of rain for Friday. There could be some additional chances of rain into next weekend and early the following week, but stay tuned for that. Nothing right now of significance as of right now. But again, the big story will be those above normal temperatures continuing. And as I mentioned at the beginning, our marine threat potential for today and tomorrow is fairly low. Again, maybe some marginal or just below small craft conditions for Saturday. A little bit stronger wind out of the south on Sunday, out of the north as that high pressure builds in. But again, marginal small craft advisory conditions. But then once you get into Monday into Tuesday, the risk is low for small craft conditions. And we can see at least through Saturday, again, these winds gradually building, these wind gusts gradually building, especially late in the day into overnight. And then on Sunday, again, we see those winds coming out of the north, gusting to 20 to maybe 25 knots. Again, marginal small craft advisories possible on Sunday. And once you get by Sunday, notice how the winds do start to decrease really through midweek as that high pressure builds in. So once we get through any winds on Sunday, the winds should diminish for early part of next week. Here is the wave heights, expected maximum wave height for the next couple days through the weekend. And, generally 3 to 5, locally to 5 feet. Through the weekend with the highest waves on Sunday with those stronger winds. But again, notice how the waves back off again for early next week as those winds decrease as well. So that's all I have. Hope everyone has a safe weekend, a happy weekend, and I'll be happy to take any questions. Thank you.